coming to you straight from the Nyayo National Stadium, the epicenter of the Jamhuri Day Celebrations, the 62nd Jamhuri Day Celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been having the discussion here. And I'll start with you, Ben Muller, closing remarks on the 62nd edition of Jamhuri Day Celebrations and around tourism and what we must do. Briefly, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity, and I think there are sentiments that have been presented by some of the two ladies that your colleague Alimans was spoken to, and that's the reflection across the majority of Kenyans. And it is my challenge would be, it is time that we begin to get serious. We migrate from this concept of just fancy speech and move to tangible action, because that has largely been lacking. And that is going to be undertaken by political systems that genuinely have the interests of the people at heart. I had our friend Ejun talking about education, and you'll be surprised. For the first time in the history of this country, we are going to have children having to drop out of school from January because of the rollback that we have made in terms of investing in our public education system. And I think that's really, truly a tragedy. But again, I think I've said much about the tourism, the tourism sector. We need to invest more in Kenyans, because with this population, actually, most of these facilities would be operating at an optimal level. And as much as we are looking for support from the outside, if we are able to build our local economy, then we can definitely enjoy better tourism returns.
Jen?
I wish to celebrate this week that has enabled us focus on a sector that is very important and central to the economy, not only in terms of revenue, earnings, but also in forex. This week we've had to showcase the gains that we've made in tourism, the gains that we've made in wildlife and conservation, the gains that we've made in mines, including the construction of Bomas International Convention Center. And we've also identified the gaps and the challenges. And in a few minutes, you'll see the president speaking to those gaps and how the government is going to invest in bridging that gap from the policy point of view. So that is actually tangible conversation. This government is a government of action. It is not a rhetorical government, and what has been promised is being delivered. In terms of education, we saw the Presidential Working Party that has reformed the education sector, and we can actually confirm that it's government policy to have 100% transition, and there is no Kenyan child that will be left behind because the government has invested heavily in the education sector. The government is focusing more on the welfare of its citizens holistically, and averagely, if you look at what that will impact, is that we'll have more disposable incomes, and by extension, tourism will benefit. Yes. Now, in closure, we wish to encourage Kenyans as they head to this festive season, watembee Kenya, wazuru nchi yao, wafurahie nchi yetu tukufu, ili wasije wakauliza hapa ni wapi.
Hapa ni wapi.
Yeah, so I think mine on closing remark, in fact, not only this MICE week, actually this